Welcome to Brant B Guitar. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over all of the major pentatonic shapes, what a major pentatonic consists of. We're going to do it in G. G's a happy key. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. So, here's a major pentatonic shape. What is a major pentatonic shape? Well, if we think of a G major shape, let's go over G major. I'll show you the fingering. Index on the third of the low E, middle finger on the fifth of the low E, pinky on the seventh of the low E, index on the third of the A, middle finger on the fifth of the A, pinky on the seventh of the A, index on the fourth of the D, middle finger on the fifth of the D. So if we label the scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a major pentatonic, if we go, it's taking the first, you're going to play the second note, also the third, we skip the fourth, you play the fifth, and then you're also going to play the sixth. So a major pentatonic is just in a different shape, but you're playing 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and back to 1, or 8. But now we're going to play it in a different spot, so it looks like this. So it's just a chopped up major scale is really what it is. So if you watch the video on the minor pentatonic, basically the major pentatonic shapes are the minor pentatonic shapes moved in a different order. So once you know the shapes, they never change. Knowing the major pentatonic versus the minor pentatonic is important because they create two different sounds when soloing. And I keep bringing up B.B. King because he was the master of doing a little solo where it's kind of like a major sound and then bringing the minor in. So if we go over that real quick, it creates different sounds and moods. Think major is happy and upbeat, minor is kind of sad. Here's the major pentatonic scale. Right, I'm driving through, it's a sunny day. Minor pentatonic. Okay, so let's go over the shapes. Major pentatonic, middle finger on the third of the low E, pinky on the fifth of the low E, index on the second of the A, pinky on the fifth of the A, index on the second of the D, pinky on the fifth of the D, index on the second of the G, ring finger on the fourth of the G, middle finger on the third of the B, pinky on the fifth of the B, middle finger on the third of the high E, pinky on the fifth of the high E. Okay, so the next shape, it's just playing, all these are just playing, it's like playing the same shape, the notes, but rearranging the notes. So all these boxes are going to be G major pentatonic. So you can start to navigate through, and if you're playing something in G, you know where to go. Okay, so what we're going to do, middle finger on the fifth of the low E, pinky on the seventh. Now that shape is going to go, same shape on the A string, and then also on the D string. Index on the fourth of the G, pinky on the seventh of the G, index on the fifth of the B, pinky on the eighth of the B, index on the fifth of the high E, ring finger on the seventh of the high E. Again, so we have third shape is where your pinky left off, the highest note, but we're going to put our index finger there. Okay, so index on the seventh of the low E, pinky on the 10th of the low E, index on the 7th of the A, pinky on the 10th of the A, index on the 7th of the D, ring finger on the 9th, that same shape on the G, middle finger on the 8th of the B, pinky on the 10th of the B, index on the 7th of the high E, and pinky on the 10th of the high E. Again. Okay, let's go to the next shape. So to find that, the shape you just played, the highest note you just played with your pinky, we're going to move that and put your middle finger there. Middle finger on the 10th of the low E, pinky on the 12th, that same shape on the A, index on the 9th of the D, pinky on the 12th of the D, that same shape on the G, middle finger on the 10th of the B, pinky on the 12th, and that same shape on the E string. Again, so here's what we have. Shape number 5, index finger on the 12th of the low E, pinky on the 15th of the low E, index on the 12th of the A, ring finger on the 14th of the A. Now that shape repeats, and repeats again on the G, index on the 12th, pinky on the 15th of the B, and that shape repeats on the high E. And then the G, this is the octave, this is where you started. So those are all the 5 shapes, and then it just repeats back to, it's the octave where you initially did the first shape. This is where it repeats on the 15th fret. That's the first shape you just did. Again, so you have 5 shapes. Let's go through all of the shapes, playing them forwards and backwards. Here we go. So those are all the shapes. Maybe now we can create a little game where let's try going from the first shape to the third shape to the 5th shape. It's going to be a little bit interesting. Let's try it. First shape, forwards and backwards. Third shape on the 7th. Fifth shape. So what I recommend doing is just creating your own patterns. You just want to start memorizing these. So eventually what will happen is maybe you can just take the 2 boxes. So box 1 and 2, and what happens is, here's box 1, right? Here's box 2. You start to see this gap and you start to memorize the notes. Eventually you'll start thinking less about the boxes and you'll see the overall picture of where all the notes lie. And then you can go horizontally and vertically and you won't even have to think. But Take it 2 boxes at a time. Create games with yourself where you can play different numbers. Maybe you'll start at the 5th, go to the 1st, then the 3rd. But get creative with it. You can do whatever you want. I hope you have a better understanding now with the major pentatonic shapes and why you need to know them and why it's important. Obviously, this is the key of G. Also, what I'd practice with is a backing track. Go online, go to YouTube, just type in G 12-bar blues, and then you can put that track on and you can practice these shapes. So you're applying what you've learned, because it's at Brant B Guitar, it's all about the application. So please remember to subscribe to the channel, Brant B Guitar. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. If you want a specific video or technique or style, songwriting lesson, certain song, it can be anything. Just let me know.